Hi Wonder Wives, I'm Nikki Friedman. Welcome back for day 21 of the Wonder Wife Workshop. So we all know that Hollywood and books that we've read and billboards that we see all have a strong influence on our subconscious, specifically in our notion of what romance is supposed to look like. So many of us have been familiar with these stories growing up of you have a damsel in distress and you have this handsome Prince Charming and it's a love at first sight. He sweeps her off of her feet. And we start to build, whether we say it out loud or whether we keep it in our subconscious, we start to build this expectation that that's what romance looks like. It looks like a candlelit dinner, maybe a vacation to the Bahamas. That would be nice. But the truth is, that's not really what is going to build true lifelong romance. So Dr. John Gottman, of course, has done research on this, and that's why I love his stuff. It is all research-based. This is not like things that he's just pulling out of the air or just his theories. This is time-tested research with many, many couples. And what he found in his research is that what builds true romance is something that he calls turning towards. So turning towards basically means that throughout a relationship with our husband, we're constantly making bids for one another's affection or attention. And turning towards is when we respond or when our husband responds by giving us that complete attention and sense of affection. So here's an example, right? Let's say in the morning, our husband wakes up and he says, "Gosh, I had the strangest dream last night." And we say like, "Oh, interesting. Okay, tell me about it later. I have things that I have to do right now." Right? That is not turning towards. That's turning away. Turning towards would be, yes, I acknowledge I have a lot of things I have to do right now. And honestly, like what he dreamt last night, it doesn't like really matter. But the truth is, I'm going to give him my undivided attention, because if he's making that comment to me, he's making a bid for my attention and my affection. So I'm going to respond in kind by turning towards. I'm going to give him undivided attention. I'm going to put my phone down. I'm going to put everything else down, and I'm going to look him in the eye and say, "Really? You had an interesting dream? Wow, I would love to hear all about it. Tell me about it." And then he'll tell us, and he'll feel like, "Oh, wow, she cares about what I have to say, and she cares about me as a person." And then that bond and that connection forms. And from that, over and over again, when we do that sort of thing, and when our husband in turn does that for us, that's what really builds true romance over time, right? So we've talked about this idea that a relationship is like a bank account, and it's normal for couples to have scuffles and arguments here and there. But what's really important is that we are constantly putting deposits into that bank account. So when we turn towards, we are putting a significant deposit into that account, so that in moments where things are a little bit rocky, we have those deposits to fall back on, and no problem, we can push through this, little disagreement, not a big deal. We have so much more that's connecting us than what's, God forbid, disconnecting us. So that's a little bit about turning toward. What I want to do next time is I want to actually get into specific exercises of how we can make this a practical reality. The last note that I just wanted to keep in mind is that why don't we do this all the time? Like, what's holding us back from turning towards? So it's really just a matter of us not having it in our consciousness and getting into a bad habit. So for many couples in the beginning, when they're first dating or even in the beginning of marriage, it's very natural to want to drop everything and give the other person complete attention. But as things go on and, life gets busy, maybe you have some kids, maybe the job gets busy, and, just life happens, it's very easy to get distracted and to forget that it is our priority to give our husband the attention that he needs and to take these actions of turning towards. Another nice example is, let's say during the day, you are like super busy with a bunch of things that you have to do, but your husband is maybe having a hard time that day. So you make it a priority to call him and to leave him a really nice, encouraging voicemail, right? So that's an action of turning towards. It's being proactive. Until this point in the class, we've been talking a lot about like, don't do this and don't do that, right? Now I've kind of shifted things to, okay, here are the things that we should do, right? So this is definitely in our, put this in our toolbox as a go-to weapon for creating connection. All right, thank you guys so much. And I look forward to continuing with some practical exercises next time.